Hello, everyone, and welcome to this month's Techinar, Staying Connected While Staying Apart. I'm Susan Harrison, Senior Vice President with Exit Realty. All around the world, people are in various degrees of social distancing. For us in the real estate industry here in North America, it can be very challenging to figure out the best way to stay top of mind and meaningfully connected in a safe way, especially in a business that's so relationship driven like ours. Joining us today is one of my favorite tech gurus and the Director of Operations for the region of Exit Realty of Mississippi and Alabama, Franke Joehl. Franke, thank you so much for being here. Wouldn't you say that meaningfully connected is the key phrase here?
Absolutely, absolutely. Thanks so much for having me. Hello, everyone, and I'm super excited to get started. Like Susan said, we're talking all about staying connected while staying apart. So here's where we're at. 2020 at the beginning, we're actually at the same exact point last year in 2020 that we experienced our first roadblock with 2020. And ultimately, we realized as agents that we needed to adapt our business, adjust our strategies, adjust our procedures, and continue on as business continues. So where we're at today is ultimately, in order to remain with the connections that we currently have and gain new connections, we're going to have to learn to be socially connected while still being physically distant. And if you're like me, I like a formula to keep everything simple. So my formula is simply, we learned that we needed to be physically distanced, still learn to socially connect with people, and still build relationships. Because ultimately, in order to make this formula work, and once it works and we're physically distanced, we're remaining socially connected, we're building relationships, we're going to be able to build trust, close transactions, and gain income while still being and doing those adaptations we did on our business. So what we're going to talk about here today is some strategies, some technology, and how to use technology, but leverage it to your advantage to be able to build trust, close transactions, and gain income. So ultimately, we're going to talk about this first. This is the little scientific portion behind what we're going to talk about. If you're a science nerd like me personally, this really intrigues you. Some people it may not, but we're talking about the neuroscience of visuals. So ultimately, there is a portion of your brain that is strictly dedicated to facial recognition and recognition of facial expressions. And this is going to come into play when we're talking about video shortly, and it will all make sense by the end of this webinar. So ultimately, as humans, we're hardwired to connect with people's faces. And our brains are like cameras. We're watching how we watch people's faces. It helps to inform us how we understand, how we relate with them, how we develop connections with others. And ultimately, today in real estate, and you can attest to this, anybody that does video out there can pretty much attest to this when people find you in a supermarket or something like that. Today, our face has become our brand. And like I said, especially in real estate, we talk about how when you post videos on social media, you'll run into people and be like, hey, aren't you that real estate agent? That is the neuroscience of visuals. It's taking that video on social media, applying it to their brain, to their real life, and they're saying it's doing that click of facial recognition. So they may not know your name, but they're going to remember your face. And the portion of the brain that's dedicated to this is called the fusiform gyrus, and it's strictly dedicated, like I said, for facial recognition and recognition of facial expressions. So that's why video is so important, and building these connections while still being physically distant is going to make sense in a second, but building that is all dedicated to this portion of your brain. Now, it's simply being top of mind, and our brains really can't tell the difference from being in person to online. Now, my I-type personalities, you can definitely tell the difference. That's just how we are wired as I-type personalities on the disc profiles. But most people can't tell the difference between being in person or being online while doing these relationships. So therefore, when we're talking to someone via FaceTime, via Zoom, via Facebook Messenger, or something like that, real time is human time with people. So ultimately, here's the bottom line of this whole scientific portion of neuroscience behind it. Their brain can't physically tell if you're sitting in front of them at Starbucks having a coffee, having a meeting, or if you're doing like we're doing right now on Zoom and GoToWebinar and having a meeting, or you sent them a custom video message. They really can't tell. And the cool thing is the brain receives the same stimulation and feeling of being there and being connected without that physical contact. So we talked about how it's going to have to be, we're going to have to be connected to people, stay connected to build relationships, gain trust, generate income for ourselves while still being physically distanced. So when we use the tools we're about to talk about to do this, you'll be able to still do this while still making those adaptations in your business. So one of my favorite tools, I absolutely love it. I've been a BombBomb user for many years, and it's called BombBomb. First off, it's between $29 and $49 a month. You can go to their website and look it up. But let me tell you, if you can invest one thing into your business, this is the way to go. And what this does is instead of relying on faceless typed out text, BombBomb helps you communicate effectively with people, helps you build that connection by sending personal videos. And I'm going to talk to you about that in a second. But what you're going to see is it's going to leverage that one-to-one communication, and it also integrates with your email and has a mobile app. Being mobile is the biggest thing we can be right now. Being mobile, being on our devices. Majority of people view things from their devices. It's just easier to run your business off of your phone, and this allows you to leverage that. Now, the reason why we're going to start swaying away from typed out text is because now that we're socially distanced from people still, we need to still build that connection with them. And you can't build a connection over a text message. I mean, ultimately, it's also the thing of people interpret things the wrong way. Have you ever had a text message be interpreted the wrong way? Like you sent something to a client and then they sent something back and you're like, simmer down, pot roast, like totally the wrong thing. That's a quote from Anthony, by the way. But so you'll see, like with that text message, things get misinterpreted. But with video, they can hear you, they can see you, they can see your facial expressions, and that's where that portion of neuroscience comes in, where they can actually see you and interact with you, but they can't physically touch you, but they can still build that connection with you. So what I love about BombBomb is the fact of it actually puts the video into the email. So they could be on their mobile device, they could be on their computer, and they'll actually see that video in their email. They can click on it, it will actually play the whole video right there in their email for you. So it's not like they have to go out and download a third-party website. They don't have to download the video to watch it. It's actually right there for you. So it's super duper user-friendly. You're gonna see on the left-hand side of the screen is a little screenshot. It's a little red circle with four little circles around it. That's what's actually in my email. So if I wanted to film a video on BombBomb, this is how easy it is. It's super simple. I hover over that red dot, click the red dot, start filming, talk to my webcam. I can do it from my mobile device also, and I'll be able to actually film that video. It automatically puts it into that email, and you'll see in that photo on the left-hand side right now, that's an actual BombBomb video. So you can see there's myself and Annette Anthony. What happened is I sent a video to Annette, and there's actually a reply with video button on the top of that email that the consumer can actually go in and reply back to you with an email if they wanted to. So you can have full-blown conversations without being physically in front of the person. You're still going to connect with them because you're going to have that one-to-one video kind of relationship, but they're still not going to be physically in front of you. And that's where the key with BombBomb is. It allows you to leverage the power of video, leverage that facial recognition piece, but also still be that safe distance from people. Now here's how to use it. There's a couple different ways that you can use it. These are just some things I wanted to give to you so you could say, hey, I never thought about doing it that way, but maybe this is something I can bring into my business for 2021. So the first thing I want to talk about is market reports. You can do market reports. So you could do a weekly market update and saying, hey, it's Frankie with Exit Realty. Let's talk about the weekly market update in such and such community. There's been 35 home sales. There's a shortage of inventory. The current home price is $128,000 or higher. So you have access to do that. You could film a quick little video through there and send it that way. Client follow-up, that's the best thing I can possibly think of about this, is follow up with your clients through here. Hey, we just completed the home inspection. Attached below is your home inspection report. Let me know if you have any questions. Look forward to talking to you real soon. That's a lot better coming from a video from you than it is sending an email. And the reason is because you're still going to be able to build that connection. Because that client, you may have done a FaceTime walkthrough, you may have done a FaceTime or Zoom meeting contract signing. So it's just going to allow you to leverage that one-to-one connection. So when they think of real estate, they'll come back to you and think about you. As well as it keeps a safe social distance from people, especially, like I said, if they're long distance. Because ultimately, we've sold a lot of transactions via Zoom, FaceTime, Facebook Messenger, text message this year. So it's another thing you can implement into it. My favorite one, and I'm going to give you a script on the next slide about this, is as soon as a new lead registers on your CRM, which is your customer relationship manager, comes in as a new lead to you through email, text message, whatever, you could send them a video. And I've got a powerful script for you to use that I'll show you in the next slide. Market analysis. We are in a shortage of inventory right now, obviously, where we need listings. So you could provide a market analysis. You could actually pull up on BombBomb, you could pull up your screen, show MLS, go through all the different things in there. You could do it that way with a market analysis, and you could show them like what you're doing and how you're doing your CMA, provide them some market statistics. NAR, RPR is a great tool through the National Association of Realtors that you could actually use one of those reports and do it via BombBomb, like present it to them so they still get that connection of seeing you, they're hearing from you, and they're seeing the screen at the same time. You could even attach it below. Listing presentations. I've seen plenty of agents do listing presentations. They've taken the exit digital presentations, done them through BombBomb, and sent them to their client to do a digital listing presentation through BombBomb. Like I said, they can literally hit the play button, watch it at their time, because that's like, first off, what consumers, they want instant gratification. So as soon as they click play, they're going to be able to watch it. They can watch it on their own time at their convenience and respond back. Client introductions, this is big. We all know that sphere of influence and our dirty dozen is a huge thing about real estate, what we need to do. So anytime you're introducing your client to someone, whether it's an inspector, a mortgage lender, a title person, you can actually do a video and saying, hey, just wanted to connect you with our title company agent. Here's their contact information. I've attached them to this below this video also. So it just provides that one-to-one connection. You could do the next steps in your contract. So once we're under contract, hey, here's our next 5 steps, do a video like that. Educational information, that is big. You could send to your database. So a lot of CRMs, customer relationship managers, actually integrate with BombBomb, and you can send those videos through there. And it could just be some educational information like, hey, here's what we're doing during social distancing times for showing property. Here's where we're at in the market. Here's 5 first-time homebuyer tips. Here's 5 seller tips. You could film all those videos, send them out through BombBomb. It would be beautiful. Meeting confirmations, if you are meeting in person or you're sending them a Zoom meeting confirmation, you could actually do that and say, hey, I'm looking forward to seeing you real soon on Zoom. Below this email is the information for that Zoom meeting. So there's a lot you can do with BombBomb as far as video-wise. You can also upload. So if you create like a custom branded video, you can actually upload that video into BombBomb as well and send that out through email. So there's a lot of different options. So I talked about the new CRM. So as the new CRM lead. So as soon as a lead registers on your website, maybe leverage yourself higher than any other agent, because most agents will not do this. But I think if an agent does it, they're going to well convert leads. So as soon as a lead registers on your website, you could do a custom video to them. You could do it custom, or we'll talk about it a different way in a second. But it simply says, hey, we'll just say, hey, John Smith, Franke Joehl here with Exit Realty. I'm actually reaching out to you to leave you a quick message. You just registered on my website, and I want you to know a couple things. 1, there's an actual person behind that website, and that's me. 2, if you're looking for a house, interest rates are super duper low right now. And 3, is there anything you've seen that you might want to take a look at? I mean, I'd love to show you a property and, make your home buying dreams come true. I look forward to meeting you. Let me know what I can do. Pre-approval, let's get you in that house. Take care. Super duper powerful script for you to use. Steal it, use it, whatever you guys want to do with it. But that is a customized one. So imagine if a lead registered on your website and within 15 minutes, they're receiving this custom video from you. They're going to come back because you've provided them a personal connection and a personal touch, but also they're going to come back to visit you because you have reached out. You've actually reached out. Most leads go unfollowed up. There was a statistic going around. I'm not going to quote the exact number, but there are thousands upon thousands of internet-based leads in real estate that people forget to follow up with. So they'll register on their website and they'll just send out that automated welcome email. They won't actually follow up with them or get on the phone. This will help you leverage your time, as well as help you leverage the connection of the one-to-one face-to-face connection by using this. Now you might be saying, well, I get a lot of leads every week. That's a lot to do a lot of custom videos. You can actually leverage this. This is a Franke hack. So you can actually hack this idea and say, you could just take out the person's name and say, hey, it's Franke here with Exit Realty. You just registered on my website. Just wanted to reach out and provide you with a couple things. You could actually pre-record that and have that ready to go. So as soon as someone comes in, it would just automatically send, or you'd send it out to them. It wouldn't actually say their name in it. So you do have that opportunity. There was an agent I talked to one time. He would actually go in he'd film them in his car. He would film one in his office. He filmed one when it was raining. He filmed one when it was snowing, when it was sunny out, when it was nighttime. And he would simply just look out the office window, or his home office window at this point, and say, hey, it's raining out. Let me send them the raining video. Hey, it's nighttime. Let me send them the nighttime video from my home office. So he was able to actually take this and leverage this in a different and unique way. So you could either do a custom one or you could do it that way. Super great thing to do. It builds that connection. Another thing we're going to talk about, and probably a bunch of people are cringing at this point because people just don't like using video, but you have to get used to it. It's something that 2021 handed to us on the silver platter and said, here you go, you're going to learn to leverage video. So we're going to talk about building that connection using social video. So using social media and video through there. First off, we already talked about it. Your face is your brand. This face is the brand of me. And people are so used to seeing it now because of social video. And it also helps to leverage that connection and build transactions. So people will start seeing your face and making the direct connection between you and real estate and put them together just by leveraging video. Now, you're going to use your phone. There's no need to go out and buy some special equipment. I have bought all the stuff. I can tell you, your phone is the best video tool you can possibly have at this point. No need to buy fancy lighting. You can go as simple as, I'm just using an actual window, like this is daylight in this video right here. I use daylight, or I'll get a cheap ring light from a store like Walmart or Amazon. Microphone wise, you can get microphones if you want them. You do not have to, but you don't need any special equipment to do these things. Utilize Facebook Live whenever you can. So if you can actually utilize Facebook Live, it's even better because it actually interacts with people and it brings people on that you can actually talk to as far as through the comments and stuff like that. It's best to use Facebook Live, but a lot of people just aren't comfortable using Facebook Live yet. So do social video this way. And pre-record your content in advance. So you don't have to film a video a day. You could film 5 videos in one day and publish them over the next, say, 5 weeks or whatever you want to do with that. So you do have the opportunity to pre-record in advance. I am a big pre-recorder. I prefer to pre-record video, get them edited how I want, and then publish them out just because of my schedule. It's easier that way. So I actually take the last Sunday of every single month and do my 4 to 5 videos because I like to publish a video a week. And I'll actually take those and leverage that for the next month. So I'm ahead. So if I say have something come up and I don't have time to film a video, I've already got it pre-done and I don't have to worry about it. And create a publishing schedule and a task list. So this is as simple as, hey, when I do a video, I'm publishing it on Facebook, I'm publishing it on LinkedIn, I'm publishing it on YouTube, I'm publishing it on Instagram, whatever it is. So you just have a publishing schedule and then a task list. So did you upload the video? Did I put it on Facebook? And have a task list off to the side somewhere that you can easily use it. So I have a video formula. Like I said, I'm a formula kind of person. So simple as this. Video does not have to be crazy, ridiculously long. It also does not have to have a bunch of things in it. Simple. Intro. Hey there, everyone. It's Franke Joehl with Exit Realty. That's your intro. Introduce yourself. Give your brokerage name. Give your name. Then get to your main meat and potatoes content of it. Go to your content. Start with your most interesting point first. Go from there. And then you're going to end it with a call to action. Hey, if you want more information on this property or you want to talk to a real estate agent, text Frankie to 85377 to get my mobile business card. Simple as that. End it there. Don't send them to 50,000 websites. Don't have a bunch of contact information as your call to action. Simple, short call to action. Ask them to do something. Have them go somewhere to get information. So it's a short little formula: intro, content, CTA for call to action, but that will help you leverage video a little bit more. So when we talk about social video, first off, we talked about that building one-to-one face connection. They're going to start recognizing you. So if you publish videos consistently on social media, when you send them an email with your face in video, they're going to say, hey, that's that real estate agent I saw on social media. When we get back out where we're able to be at large events and we're able to interact with people and not just pass each other by at grocery stores and stuff like that, you'll be able to start seeing that connection. So all the work you've done throughout this process will help you start building that connection in real life and people will start seeing you. Now, how are we going to use it? Feature your communities. Go and do videos of your communities if you're able to be out there doing actual things in public. Go out there, because across the nation, across North America, there's certain restrictions in place. But if you can go out and feature key things about your community, do that. Do a video. So I live in a really cool community where we've got a bunch of different things going on. It's historic. We've got waterfront things. So I could do something like, hey, welcome to Crystal River, Florida. Here's my top 5 favorite things to do in downtown Crystal River. And that could be things like this kayak store that I feature, or it could be swimming with the manatees in Crystal River, or here's a local spring to go visit. There's a bunch of different things. So every community has something of interest. So you can do those short little feature videos and publish them out on social media. I always say community matters most. So the more community focused video you can do, the more likely you are to build that connection with people, not only in the local community, but right now, it's like snowmageddon out there, so people are looking to move to places. So the more you can feature about the local community and things going on, you'll be able to do that. What's so special about, and you fill in the blank. So what's so special about title insurance? What's so special about using a real estate agent? Just think about using that, and you could do a short little video series. So hey, welcome to the video series of what's so special about using a real estate agent for your home purchase. And you could list out 5 different things, and you could do a short little video through there. Featuring local businesses. If we learned one thing, that majority of small local businesses are struggling during this time. So any video that you can use, will help leverage your position in the community as a community leader, but could also help that local business. So think about featuring videos with local businesses, and it doesn't have to be in person. We're talking about keeping that social distance, staying distance while still being connected with people. You can do that on Zoom, set up a side-by-side interview, record it, and then publish that video out there. And say, hey guys, if you're looking for a restaurant to go to, here's a video. If you're looking for takeout, here's a recommendation from me as a real estate agent. So it will help build those business relationships, as well as help leverage you as a community leader. Educational information, you could do it and film a video and send it out. Property walkthroughs, absolutely. You could feature property walkthroughs through here. There's a couple agents I was seeing in Canada, which I'm super excited about this. This is a great idea. They had the 360 virtual tours done of all of their properties, all of their listings. So they actually go in Zoom, pull up a 360 virtual tour, and they're over on the left-hand side with their video talking while they're clicking through that 360 virtual tour. So you guys could do something like that to do your property walkthroughs if you're able to. Things to do. So that could be like things to do at home, things to do to spruce up your home office. That could be things to do in the local community. You could really leverage that category and bring it into multiple things. You could cover things like exits technology. So you could talk about exits technology as far as what it leverages for sellers and what technology we have that leverage for buyers. You could even do a mock listing presentation using our exit presentations through there. My favorite thing to use is the Expert Marketing Suite video, the digital marketing strategy one. Post that out on social media. You could even do a short little video intro there or something like that. So it would allow you to leverage that and show people what exit provides to its buyers and sellers. So leveraging social media, like I said, your face is your brand, and it allows you to build that connection. And it's going to happen. What's going to happen is you're going to start being out at the grocery store, or you're going to be pumping gas somewhere, or you're going to be at an event once we can start having larger events, and people are going to start recognizing you because of all of the work you have done through this process using social video. It just amazes me how people, and it goes back to that neuroscience of visuals, how people are actually taking the neuroscience portion, leveraging it through video, and then seeing and building those connections and building those relationships. Like at the beginning of this, it is all about building relationships, gaining connections, and that will help you gain income. We're going to talk about Facebook Messenger. So Facebook Messenger, this is an interesting thing, and this is something that I've learned to leverage more through to build the connections with people. And there's an interesting reason why. But first off, use Facebook Messenger. I have actually stopped using text messages, and I actually have taken all my messages to Facebook Messenger with people that I'm connected with. And the reason is it's interesting, what I've seen is when you message someone through Messenger and have a meaningful conversation with them, the next time that you log into your Facebook, like your actual Facebook platform, you're actually showing up in those top search results, like at the very top of their feed with them. So before they're seeing new posts, you're mixed in there. They're seeing 1, 2, 3 potentially posts. So obviously it has something to do with the algorithm that you're leveraging Facebook Messenger, but it's kind of interesting. So if you can start communicating with your clients through there, they're going to start seeing your posts at the very top of their feed. And as we know, people scroll the feed all the time. An interesting statistic that I found was that messenger marketing leads to 70% better open rate than email. So if that doesn't tell you to start leveraging Facebook Messenger even more, go and do it. There's also 1.3 billion messenger users globally. That is a lot of people that you will have access to through Facebook Messenger. Now, you'll see in the picture on the left-hand side, you're going to see what these are audio files. So to leverage the connection further, what I say is instead of sending text messages, send voice messages. So audio messages leverage that personal connection by hearing your voice instead of reading a text message. So you can see Brandy had sent me a 38-second voice clip, and this one was actually a question. So she asked me a question in there, and I was able to come back through Facebook Messenger and actually answer her in 1 minute and 49 seconds. So it limits you at 1 minute of audio, but if you have multiple ones you need to send, you can actually go through and send multiple ones beneath it. So that's why it's 1 minute and then a 49-second one over there in the photo. But we're able to actually have a one-to-one conversation basically through Messenger. She can hear my voice, I can hear her voice, and it's recorded. So you can come back and reference it later. How do you do this? Because people might be like saying like, wow, this is really over my head. How do you do it? If you're looking at the bottom of your Messenger screen where you type in your message, boom, there's actually a little microphone there. You click the microphone and you can do a audio message to them. It's going to be easier for you because it's easier to talk it than type it. I've learned that. But also it leverages that connection. It builds that connection. It builds people into you. It also helps people start building that connection, like we said, about that they can physically hear you. They can't see you in this one, but they can physically hear you, so it helps with that. Now, how to use it? Lead search. Search for people through there. Search for your potential leads. Talk to your leads through there, because when they start doing that, through audio messages, they're going to build that connection with you. So they've already heard from you. So the next time they see you in video, they're going to say, hey, I know that person already. They may have not seen you before, but they've heard of you already through your voice. But it also allows you to leverage the algorithm portion of that, where you start showing up in their newsfeed more often. Use it for follow-up, so following up with leads, following up with people through things. Make sure you always follow up and follow through. That's a big thing with agents. Client communications, like I said, anything you can do to communicate with your client through there, the better, because they're going to be able to reference it. You can use the audio messaging, and you're going to leverage that algorithm portion. And then, like I said, you're going to leverage the power of Facebook because it's a Facebook tool. You're going to be able to leverage that by showing up in their feed more often for you. So that's a pretty cool little thing, pretty cool little tip to use. Now, I'm going to talk to you about this real quick. So this is called Reconnect. And what I want you to do is you're going to use this text message over to the left-hand side. And I've been teaching a couple people to do this, and they've actually been able to reconnect with people and generate relationships through this. So what you're going to do is you're going to rebuild connections with past clients, your sphere of influence, friends, family, potential clients, people you haven't talked to in a while. So I challenge you with this, but what you're gonna do is you're gonna formulate this text message. So me, I'm an emoji kind of person. I like to have my emojis in there. So that's why I have it in there. If you're not an emoji person, don't put them in there. But this text message simply says, hey there, I know 2020 was an interesting year, but I hope your 2021 is off to a bang like mine is. How is everything going? I just wanted to take a minute and make sure you have my most up-to-date contact information. Attached is my contact card. Feel free to click the black button to download me into your contacts. Talk to you real soon and have a fantastic day. Frankie. So let's break this down first off. You're going to take this message, do it in the notes section of your phone. You have a notes section. And then you're going to go to your Exit Realty Connect app. And there's actually a place that you can grab the URL of your mobile business card. And you're going to put that at the bottom of the message in your notes. So when you go to send this to someone, they're going to get the text message, and then your picture is going to show up with your mobile business card at the bottom. So to rewind that, you're going to do your message in your notes. Then you're going to go to your Exit Realty Connect app, and you're going to take the URL of your mobile business card, and you're actually going to take that link and put it into your message. So when you go to send this to people through Messenger, or you send it through a text message, they'll be able to click that. And what's going to happen is it's going to pull up your mobile business card, and they'll actually be able to hit the black download button and download you right into their contacts on their phone. You'll notice there's two things I want to point out in this message. First thing, I ask them a question. People are very inclined to answer a question. Rarely do you ever ask someone a question in a message and they do not respond back to you. So that's how you're going to rebuild and reconnect this relationship. And then second off, you notice I did not mention one thing about real estate in here. And the reason is, as soon as you start doing the salesy approach to things and mention like, hey, if you're looking to buy or sell a home, or stuff like that in messaging, people just flat out don't respond. So what I've learned is create that personal touch, ask them a question in there, see how they're doing, follow up. So we've done this with a good chunk of agents in our region, and they've been able to reconnect with people that potentially can turn into clients later on. Like I said, you're going to use this, you're going to do it with past clients, your sphere of influence, friends, family, potential clients, things like that. And I'll run through it real quick again just to tell you how to do it. You're going to create the text message in your notes. You're going to type in that message. You're going to add the link to your mobile business card at the end of that message. You're going to copy that message. You're going to open up either your text messages or Facebook Messenger, and you're going to message that. You're going to paste that message and message it to people. I challenge you with messaging 6 people per day that you haven't connected with in a bit. I personally did this before I taught it to a couple people. I did it, spent about an hour sending it to people. I sent it to about 75 people and was actually able to generate 16 potential home buyer leads and 3 potential home seller leads to pass on to people, to refer out. Or take if I wanted to. So it's kind of a cool way to reconnect with people. It's done through text messaging. It asks them a question. It's not salesy. It leverages the tools that we have in place with Exit, but helps you rebuild that connection. So definitely think about doing this. We've had agents across our region have so good success with this so far, and we literally just taught this about a week and a half ago to some people. So they have been leveraging this like crazy, and they're actually having conversations. One person was actually having a full-blown multiple text message conversation back and forth with people that they haven't talked to in about the 5-year range, and they're able to reconnect with them, and one of them has already turned into a potential client with them. So they're able to do that, and it's leveraging that tool like we said. If you need help finding your mobile business card link, reach out to franchise support and they'll absolutely be able to show you where to get your mobile business card URL. And then I want to talk about Facebook. So we talked about Facebook Messenger. Let's talk about Facebook real quick. So what I want to talk to you about on Facebook is creating that connection while still engaging with people, but there's a way to do it simply and faster. Simple and faster. So you can easily access specific people who you want to engage with. And what it does is it allows you to make meaningful interactions and engagement with them and shows you exactly who you want. So on Facebook, did you know that you can actually have friends lists? So you have your friends list, and then in your friends list, you can have multiple lists. So you're gonna see in this photo, you can see that this is a list that I have marked Exit Owners, and I have 19 people in here. And this list will only show me 19 people. Now, the unfortunate thing with this is it's only available on the desktop version of Facebook. So you have to be in a web browser to use it. You can't do this off your mobile phone. But if you want to leverage Facebook and use it to build connections, this is the fastest way to do it. So what I want you to do is think about creating lists for VIP buyers. Those are people you're currently working with that are buyers with you. VIP sellers, people you're currently have their homes listed. Past clients, do a list for past clients. I'm going to show you how to do these in a second. Agent prospects, so people you want to invite into Exit, have one for friends and family. I definitely say put all Exit agents into a list. That way you can see what Exit agents are sharing, you can interact with them and build that community. And then there's one called marketing follow up, as well as a marketing follow. So when we talk about marketing follow up and follow, these are agents that you have on your Facebook page that you want to follow. And the reason is because you can see what they're doing in their marketing, and maybe you can share an idea with them, or you can take an idea and implement it into your own. We're not stealing things, we're just borrowing them and seeing like maybe recreating some specific things. So that's why I have one called marketing follow and marketing follow up, because it allows me to go through and see all of these agents and see what kind of marketing they're doing. What do their social media posts look like? What do their videos look like? And it allows you to do that. But like I said, VIP buyers, VIP sellers, past clients, those are big things that you could have lists for. Because like I said, once you're in them, I can actually scroll down this feed here. You'll see there's a picture in the screen. You can actually scroll down that feed and only see the posts of those specific 19 people that I have on that list. They don't know that they're on a list, but you can see all their stuff right there. So I could go down like this one right here as Kathy. I could scroll down and just specifically interact with her, and I don't see everyone else's stuff. I only see those 19 people, which I think is a great way to leverage that tool for you. So how do you do it? Here's how you do it. When you're on Facebook, you're going to see on the very left-hand side of the screen, you're going to see what you see as your normal column. There is a See More button at the bottom. So you're going to click on See More. And then when you open that up, you're going to see something that says Friends List. You're going to click on Friends Lists. And from there, you're going to get a list of your current lists. You usually have like close friends and acquaintances and family already, but you can go ahead and add them. So all you have to do is click the Create List button. And it's going to pop up a screen that looks like this. You name your list. So this one's VIP clients, and you search for people that are on your friends list. So this one in particular, I'm going to go ahead and add in Tiffany. So I typed in Tiffany. I can click her, add her in. You can add in multiple people on this list. I think it's up to, 200 people or something like that. You can add to your friends lists. Your friends list lists. So you have that access to do there. You can simply hit the create button, and it's as simple as that. So once you get back there, you'll be able to see this feed. Like I said, right here where it says exit owners, you can see that feed and interact with those people. You can have those meaningful interactions with them right through there. Super simple way to do it, and it just makes it easier. Because if you're like me, I get distracted scrolling through my feed. And if I'm in prospecting mode, I only want to prospect with these specific people, and this allows you to do it. As well as, like I said, leverage connections and stay connected with people through there. So how do you do it? Once again, you click on the feed. On the left-hand side column, you're going to see More. You're going to click on Friends List. You're going to click Create a List. You're going to type in the list name. So that could be anything. Remember, they do not see it, so that is fine, whatever you name it. Add in the person, click the Create button, and you're done. They're in that list. Give it about 24 hours to populate, and then you'll be able to start scrolling down that feed list and see all the different posts that that person has posted, or those people in that list have posted. So to recap, we covered a lot in this webinar so far. People are looking to connect. There are people out there looking to connect with you as an agent, looking to buy, looking to sell. So be sure to go out and connect with them. You're going to use the neuroscience of visuals. By using it, it's going to help you leverage connections, but also build those connections faster. So now that you know about the neuroscience of visuals and that there's strictly a portion of your brain dedicated to facial recognitions, that when you use video, you can leverage that. Most agents don't know about that. You leverage that to your advantage. In 2021, we're building trust through technology more than ever. Like I said, you're using social video, you're using BombBomb, you're using Facebook lists, you're using Facebook, you're using Instagram, you're using Messenger. We're actually leveraging technology to build trust more than ever based on our current social distancing. Don't be afraid to use alternative methods of communication. That's talking about using audio messaging, sending video text messages, using Facebook Messenger. It doesn't always have to be a phone call, and it doesn't always have to be a text message. Now, don't completely drop out phone calls. You need to have phone calls, you need to have phone conversations. But if you're going to use text messaging, maybe think about using those alternative methods we talked about, because it's going to help build that connection with them. Leverage social media to be social. So use it as a social platform, but also think in mind, it could be an actual prospecting platform for you to generate business. It's not just a place for you to go and interact with your friends and family. You can actually use it as a powerful prospecting tool while still being social on there. Use one-to-one video. That's talking me and you direct, talking to the camera, sending video emails through BombBomb, sending lead follow-up through here, doing educational videos. And you can also use that one-to-one audio, which I think is great through Facebook Messenger. Reconnect with messages to create conversations. So you need to go out and create your conversations. That's how you prospect. So using that text message script that I provided and sending your mobile business card to them and following up through those conversations, you'll be able to go through and leverage those connections by reconnecting with old conversations. I mean, I personally did it. I went back through a list of people I went to high school with that I haven't talked to in years, and I was able to leverage actual connections that I had with them back in high school to leverage them into transactions today. Like I said, conversations can create transactions. You never know who's looking to buy or sell. You never know who's looking to invest. So going back through and having those conversations with people will help you create transactions. Adding the personal touch and human connection to everything. That is the number one golden rule. Always have that personal touch, that personal level of service, and that human connection. People want an experience when they're purchasing a home. People want an experience when they're basically doing anything. They want an experience. So the more you can be personal with them, the more human connection you can apply to it, the better off you're going to be through that relationship. Well, that is it for me. You guys, my contact information is here. Thanks so much for spending time with us, and back to you, Susan.
Wow, Frankie, so much great information. Thank you. And thank you to
Absolutely.
everybody for joining us today. If you have questions for Frankie, his contact info is on the screen. Frankie covered so much today. So remember that you'll be able to view a recording of this session and more on our YouTube channel. If you have suggestions for future Techinars, please don't hesitate to reach out to me at webinars@exitrealty.com. Thanks again and have a great day.